New York Best has accomplished a great deal over the past 10 years. And I'll talk about a few areas, particularly catalyzing R&D, advancing advocacy, growing the ecosystem, growing the industry in general, and our membership base as an organization.
The organization has got some really key people working for it now, from Bill Acker as the executive director to people like Mike Field, who's CEO of the forklift company, a subsidiary of Toyota. And they're both bringing a huge amount of effort in to bring everybody together. And that wasn't there at the beginning. It was much more of an academic exercise, but the first year or two, we were really getting our feet wet and understanding how to go going. And now I think we're right at the forefront.
Over the past 10 years, very early on, New York Best focused a great deal on catalyzing R&D, working with innovative companies and the universities and the labs in the state, and working with NYSERDA to advance R&D that brought forward new companies and new products in the energy storage industry. New York Best has worked a great deal over the past 10 years in education and advocacy, taking this nascent industry and educating people about its benefits and what the industry can do. New York Best has worked very hard over the past few years in growing the ecosystem, creating the Battery and Prototyping Center, creating the Best Testing Commercialization Center in Rochester, New York, a state-of-the-art testing laboratory, and working with many other organizations in the state to put in place the vehicles by which commercialization can happen in the energy storage sector.
I'm a huge proponent of this organization, the work that is being done, because I see illustrations with innovators getting the help to basically commercialize and deploy. And I see the help in negotiations and discussions of what policies and laws we should implement. And if we don't have both sides of this coin, we will lose this game. So it's critical, and I'm really happy to be part of this.
Our growth also has come from that change that we've created within our ecosystem by supplying resources like our IT Prototyping Center. Those have added great capabilities to the companies in New York that are trying to grow in the energy storage space.
This has led to the creation of a nation-leading goal in New York State for energy storage by 2030, to state investments of more than $500 million in energy storage, and critically to the changing of rules to allow energy storage to open the markets in New York State.
Again, that creating of the ecosystem really is so important for us to flourish and create a foundation for future growth as well.
This has been a great area to be in now, extremely active area. I'm proud to be in it, and I've got great students, great postdocs, and great colleagues. Without New York Best, without the whole community, this would not have happened, I think. We're getting tons of people moving into the area, and you're going to see electric vehicles everywhere, you're going to see green energy everywhere, and it's going to be in my lifetime and definitely in all your lifetimes.
Over the last 10 years, we've worked really hard to grow and keep jobs here. I think we've accumulated about 1,000 jobs so far. We hope to have like 30,000 by 2030. Great goal for the organization from an overall standpoint and for the state.
One of the biggest, I think, compliments that we get from New York Best is not only the conference and the papers that are presented in the talks, but the interaction that we allow the university people and the startup folks to have with big companies like GE or BAE Systems and folks like that. That is, I think, a really key part for New York Best that I don't think other organizations really support or really promote in their activities.
New York Best will be at the center of making that transformation here in New York State, with adjusting how market rules work, with adjusting how the various treatment of energy storage is done, and continuing to catalyze the industry.
We're right at the forefront.